and welcome to another Sci-Fi Fantasy Saturday. Today, I'm going to unbox and take a look at Lost Ruins of Arnak. This is the Czech Games edition and was the 2021 Kinderspiel des Jahres award winner. 2021. Why am I just now getting around to this game? Well, this is one of those games that I was a late adopter on. There are certain games that come into the hobby that I look at, I want to get, there's a lot of hype, and I take my time, figuring out, do I really want that? Do I want to add that? And given the number of games that I have, you would think that I'm not choosy at all. But I do not buy every single game. In fact, I have slowed down, at least on hobby type games, not so much on war games, but I have slowed down over the last 3 to 4 years on hobby games. I do not go and get as many as I used to. And there was a lot of hype around this one, a lot of talk, and I don't know why. There's a few games out there that are top of the charts that I just are really slow to get. And then I finally, this came down to a price where I thought was really kind of a bargain for me at least, and decided that I would take a look at this. So if you're looking at this video and this is the first time you've seen that game, then hopefully this will be helpful as an unboxing. But if you're familiar with this game, then drop in the comments. Tell me what you think about this game. Tell others what you think about this game, because this has been around and it is a award-winning game. Another thing about the timing is there's an announcement of a Indiana Jones 5, and this is kind of an Indiana Jones type of game of sorts. I mean, you're going on a jungle expedition or an expedition to a foreign land and uncovering all kinds of different things. Heck, there's Indiana Jones' hat right there. Why is this on Sci-Fi Fantasy Saturday? Well, you're going to encounter, the supernatural. You're going to encounter creatures and monsters and stuff like that. So that's why this didn't find its way to Sanctuary Sunday. It found its way to Sci-Fi Fantasy Saturday. It plays 1 to 4. Another reason why I eventually picked this up, because I can play this solitaire. Although I think it does play very well. Multiplayer is my understanding. It's 12 plus, and it takes 30 minutes per player. That's and I don't know how close that is on accuracy, but 30 minutes per player is not too bad for a game. On an uninhabited island in uncharted seas, explorers have found traces of a great civilization. Now you will lead an expedition to explore the island, find the lost artifacts, and face fearsome guardians, all in a quest to learn the island's secrets. Lost Ruins of Arnak combines deck building and worker placement in a game of exploration, resource management, and discovery. And that's another thing about the game that reason why I eventually got it, but what I was a little slow on it, is kind of an amalgamation of several different mechanics. There's going to be deck building. You're going to be kind of managing your hand of cards on what you play. There's worker placement. You're going to be going to different locations and getting resources and kind of going up, exploring the island. And you're also going to be, there's kind of like a tech tree of sorts. Not really a tech tree, but you're going to have this other grid or chart or track that you're going to be advancing on, that has a way to get even more victory points. I mean, this is a victory point game. This is a point salad type game. But there's different roads to victory, including this one track where you're advancing the discovery of different locations and fighting monsters and getting what they have, and all the time managing your workers and your cards. So there's a lot going on here with an interesting theme, and so that's one reason why I eventually said, well, hey, let's see what we have here. And you know what? Let's really see what we have here. Let's get inside this box. Let's see what we have. And there's already, expansions out for this. Spoiler alert, I might be covering one of the expansions. Oh, a little bit of a box wind there. So there's the lid of the box. Good box. It's it's a little on the thin side. Hopefully everything will fit back in here. But one thing about Czech games, the ones that I've got from them, there's not a lot of insert. They usually don't have an insert. They don't have one of those inserts that check it for packing, so you don't have to throw away an insert, and you can eventually put everything back into the box, including any expansions. All right, so we got some big meeples here. Those are good-sized meeples. And some wooden bits there. We got a bag, or a wad of bags. We have some, these are neat. These are like the artifact tiles or something here. They're very nice. A little plastic there, it looks like. We have a catalog. We have, some like this too. The arrowheads and these red ruby things. So really cool. Nice bits. Nice plastic there. We've got a pad to keep track of your scores, and it's double-sided there. We have some player aids here. This is a thicker paper, glossy. So you got your effects there, and on the back is your turn and your setup for next round. So nice little player aids there. 4 of those. It goes 1 to 4. Deck of cards, we'll take a look at that. We have the rule booklet here. Actually, I'm going to do this here. Ooh, we also have some stickers, and that might be for these square tokens and these round tokens. I think those stickers go for that. Let's take a look at the rule book here. It is nicely done. They put player aid on the back page. I like that. If you watched any of my videos, you don't want to waste space. 23 pages, but that's including the appendix and some questions here, FAQ. Here's the solo variant on page 20, which is only 2 pages long. That's not bad at all. You can see it's a large rule book, dual column, a lot of color, a lot of images, relatively clear to read. Here's a different side of the board, so you get 2-sided board, so that adds to playability or replayability. Here's final scoring. So 18, looks like page 18 is the end of the rules. Here's all your components. There's going to be a lot of tiles, so there's going to be a lot of punching out that we're going to need to do, or I'm going to need to do, unless you're going to come on over and help me out. Here's some context. Here's the setup. So here's how you set up the board for the game. Nicely done there, and it's numbered sequentially, so you can figure out, follow it in order and set the game up. Here's player setup. So you got your camp, like your player board. Your starting deck, as again, it's a deck builder. You're going to get better cards. You're going to get these sphere cards are kind of like in the old, it's kind of like the wounds in the, what game I think? Legendary, the whole Legendary system. You have like a clog system, that kind of messes up your draw. And so these sphere cards, I think, kind of do that. Here's your play order, starting resources, recommended table layout here, goal of the game, game overview, your turn. Your main actions are dig at a site, discover a new site, overcome a guardian. Guardians are those monster creature things. Buy a card, play a card, research, and pass. Here's your hand. And you have this kind of built-in travel value, and there's going to be certain requirements you need to have in your hand, or symbols to match to travel to certain locations as you go deeper into the island. Here's dig at a site. discover a new site, overcome a guardian. So these are all those different things you can do on your turn. Buy a card, play a card, and so it's a full page explaining it. They have a little spiral bound, like it's this is your notebook as a archaeologist or researcher. Here's researching, and this is that track I was telling you about off the side that doing research helps you out during the game, but it also can unlock some big bonus points towards the end. Exploring this temple gives you some even higher bonus points. So there's a lot of different avenues you can take. You can just go discovery route, you can go research route, or you can do some combination of things. And research, this is almost 3 pages of understanding how to do the research. That's that one separate track. Here's passing, and here's setting up for the next round. And then final scoring. Then we looked at the rest of the stuff. So looks like it's a clear rule book. Would expect no less. And then let's now flip this and see what we got. There's a lot of cardboard in this box. And it's going to pop out even as I just pull it out. So let's see how we can pull this out here. So these are the player boards. And they are, well, looks like they're attached at the sides here. So you've got a lot of punch outs here. And so this is, not super thick, but decent thickness for at least for a player board, better than just paper. And these are your different camps or player boards and how you organize stuff for the game there. So there's 4 of those. I wonder if there's an expansion that makes it up to 5 players. I'm not certain about that. I have 5 in my family, but the 5th one's going to college. So here's some more cards here, or tiles. As I said, there's a lot of, that one came across. There's a lot of punch outs here. And these are these guardians, and kind of what you get or what you need to defeat them, and that's a whole different aspect of the game as well, of taking the guardian route. So there's a lot of punch boards here. Oh wow, look at these. Nice color here. And nice graphics too. See that? And once you defeat them, then they're worth these victory points. And so you flip them over there. And then you got some more counters here. These are like tokens for like travel and other things. Really nice. And then we have, this is like a track to keep resources, the different types of resources, and some guardians. And that's a thicker board there that you'll have on the table. And then we have some more punch outs here. Again, they're double-sided. And then we have some more punch outs. And this is the staff, and this keeps track on the board of what cards are available. And certain cards are available on, there's 2 different types of cards. I can't remember what they are. But it's just different types of cards, and so as part of the deck building of buying them, it's depending on what side of the staff they're on, stuff like that. It's got an interesting little mechanism. Then we have the board itself. So I'm going to have to move some stuff out of the way so we can get at the board. So there's a lot in this box. Quite a lot in this box. And as you see, it's dual-sided. There is, I think this is the snake side. And then let's look at the main side, or the regular side here. And I might have to go up periscope a little bit so you get a better view of this. So up at the top there is where you're going to keep track of the cards to buy as part of the deck building aspect. Here is where you're going to be, traveling into these different regions, and these are going to be tiles that you punch out and find out what guardians might lie or lurk there. And so you're going to be working up the track here, and you have to have a certain requirements to move up the track. Matching some symbols on your different types of travel or time and travel. Like this is feet or traveling with your, and how you can move up. And then you're going to have different like boats and even more stuff as you get up there. Then you have this research track over here, and there's two different, there's that, the book and then the eyeglass or the magnifying glass. And that, so there's two different tracks of how you move up. This is for the books and this is for the magnifying glass. And you just can't go running up the track with one of them. There's kind of one of them can only go as far as the other one. I can't remember which one limits which, but there's a mechanism of kind of balancing how you go up these tracks. But this can be a very powerful track on getting victory points. Is the first one that explores the temple can get 23, and then second 21, and the fourth gets 19. So there's some good points to be had following this track, but it's kind of a long track. And then these are, I think, victory points as well, going up the track. So again, there's a lot of different ways to score points in this game, and it's up to you to figure out how to do that and how to make the best with the cards and build your deck and all those kind of things. So that is what the game is about. So there you have it. This is what you get. Oh, no, what am I doing? We haven't done the cards yet. Have not done the cards yet. So let's do the cards. Then we can say this is what you get in a box, right? I can start putting some of this stuff in here, though. I do like the bits. They're thematic and tactile. I like the feel of everything there. Let's look at the cards here. Cards are good size. Standard cards. I mean, they're not super thick, but they're not brittle by any stretch of imagination. And these are some of these fear cards that can kind of clog up your deck. Then there's funding. These are I think some of the starting cards that you start with. Explorer, funding. And I think they come in the different colors of the different sites there. So these are all I think those are the starting cards. Then you get into some of these other cards here that do, have multiple symbols that are going to help you, move up the track a little bit better. There's like feet, car, and boat. So all kinds of interesting stuff there. And this is kind of the heart of the game, is managing these cards and using these to advance up the tracks. The example there. Then these are so there's two types of cards, and I can't remember what they're called. I have to look in the rules, but there's these, and then there's these, and some of these kind of go away, and the other become less available as the game goes on. Inscribed blade. So yeah, I like the art. Everything looks nice and clear and clean. As I said, I've watched a few games of it, just online, and decided that finally, decided to get on the bandwagon of sorts. So there you have it. This is what you get in a box of Lost Ruins of Arnak. Oh, let's put it there. All the stuff that you get to see there. And yeah, like to know what any of you think about this. Is this a game that you like playing? Were you like me and took a while to get around to it, or is it something you've been playing a long time and thinking, why did I take so long? Anyway, I want to get this open so I can get this in front of the family. We got a little bit of time before the summer gets busy. Too late, it's already really busy. Anyway, So I wanted to take a look at this today and let me know what you think about anything that's on your mind. Just keep it civil. Take care. Thanks for watching.